Okay, so this is a short video on the textbook, right? So this semester we've gone to a new online free textbook. The keyword here is free, doesn't cost you any money. In the past, textbook cost upwards of $200. This one is free, right? So I just want to show you a little bit about how to see it and use it, right? So to get to it, go to the syllabus, and then we have the link for the book right here, and it's called an OpenStax. And then you can actually just go to OpenStax, look through the subjects and find microbiology, and then eventually the book will open. It's a little slow, and I'm going to cut that part of the video out. Okay, so here's our book, right? And it's laid out in chapters. If you want to see the chapter, you just click on over here, and then you can see all the chapters. Now, the chapters have been mapped to the book. Our old course is mapped to the old textbook. We have, because this book just became available, I haven't had time to update the lectures, right? So we have a chapter conversion chart. Here's our old book. This is the OpenStax book, right? So chapter 1 corresponds to chapter 1, chapter 2 to chapter 7, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We use the book primarily as a resource, right? The lecture notes are where all the, oops, it says Boundless, I should say OpenStax. The lecture notes are where all the quizzable stuff comes from, but sometimes you need a little bit more information, so that's what the textbook is for, right? So you can just read the book pretty much like that. When you get to the next one, you just click on next, and then that'll take you to the next section, right? And then read that through, and then click on next, right? And a lot of interesting stuff. The reading is a little bit easier than a typical textbook. It's not quite so thick. And at the end, they have multiple choice questions. Some of these may or may not be relevant. We don't cover all these things, right? So for example, we don't talk too much about the people involved in microbiology, but it's still a very interesting read, right? So, you know, it's a nice way to see, monitor your progress as you're moving through this, right? And you go to the next section, so on and so forth, and what have you, right? And then if you want to jump to a different chapter, you just sit here and jump. They have some various things like a glossary and all these other things like that you can go and look at. And if you want to, let's say, look up something from, oh, my favorite, fermentation, right? You can go and search, and that's what, there we go. And every time fermentation is mentioned, which should be plenty of times in a microbook, it'll be highlighted, right? So maybe this one here we want to go and look at, right? So you can just click. And that's the nice thing about an online book, right? It's very searchable. Now, let's say you don't want to use the internet to go and look at this. You can simply click on Get This Book. You can download it in PDF, and then you can upload your PDF to your tablet or to your whatever it is that you want to use, your reader, and then now you have your book with you wherever you want without having to use the internet, right? So again, it's going to look like a textbook. It's very quite similar to anything, right? So that's a very quick run through the book. Just it's probably much better because it's free and the information is just there. It's just right now the pictures don't quite match up with what's in the lecture notes. But again, use it as a resource, and then primarily you're going to be looking at some of the diseases later this semester as well. Any questions? Post them on the board.